Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back to the next Solo Leveling live read-through. We're on the next arc. It's kind of a shame that this took as long as it did, because time in between the first live stream and the second one, this one, I have, graduated with my master's. So let's make sure that this stream is actually up for everyone to see. And then once I have an audience here, I will get going with the reading. Oh! Okay, wow. Just as I open YouTube to get my chat open, we have a trailer for Infinity Castle. Let me just keep checking, make sure. Okay, good. I am live. Now that that's out of the way, let me go here. Now let's begin our read through the next arc, which was the most anticipated arc ever, especially because it's the arc where we start to finally get some answers. I remember as far back as when Season 1 was brand new and we didn't have Season 2 yet, I went right to this manhwa and I read it. I think I read it all in the span of a couple days. And it was great. Getting to this arc was the most anticipated. Was like when I saw the page or the panel before this arc started, where it's like he got the notification to go back to that temple, I was like, okay, good. Maybe he'll be strong enough. Let's finally get some answers about this system and everything and the double dungeon. So let's read through this arc again. For me anyway, it's a second read through. Second? No. I've at least read this one other time before, because I purchased the physical copy of Solo Leveling. So I at least read this arc twice extra. So it's finally good to just start this arc, get it through, and just look at it again for what it is. Now, unlike last time, I don't have a lot of time today. I would love to be able to finish this before noon or before at least 12:30. So I can't exactly dawdle like I did last time with going on long-winded ramblings. So keep that in mind. If you do want to still talk about something, feel free to do so. But I'm going to primarily focus on reading this arc, especially because you do have to dedicate attention to this arc. With all that being said, let's begin. Okay, this is Jinu and Jinho. Sir, I've never seen anything like this before. This gate is humongous. He should have seen the one in Busan. Yes. Let's go. Over here, Mr. Sung. How do you feel about Ajin Guild's first official raid? What led you to name the guild Ajin? How did you get to know one of the founding members, Miss Yu Su Huan? Mr. Sung. Director Wu. Wasn't the association keeping my information under close hold? We may be able to protect your information, but the gate's locations are all made public, I'm afraid. I'd also exercise more caution on social media if I were you. Oh, that selfie. Oh, I see. I'll be more careful next time. By the way, sir, are you sure we don't need a cleanup crew or a mining team? I'm not sure if I can handle it all by myself. Don't worry, the shadows will take care of it all. Like the last time they did this. You don't need to worry, Jinho. My god, all of these familiars are at least rank B or above. Like they should be. These guys are awesome. It almost makes me really want Lego figures, Lego minifigures of solo leveling. Like, you think about it. All the new, maybe like translucent pieces, all the cool techniques and new minifigure molds, especially for like the knights, the mages, Tusk, Beru, Igris. Like, I know One Piece is the one getting Lego sets this summer, and I'm not sure if I'll do an unboxing video or a speed build, maybe do some testing of other kinds of stop motion, but I would love Lego solo leveling. Who's there with me? They're well beyond the minimum standard for rank A gates. This makes all that political debate over the preferential treatment sound pretty stupid now. Yeah, we had a feeling. We had a feeling. You're good to go. Just one more thing. Oh? Oh? The chairman has instructed me to accompany you to verify if it's truly safe to allow a one-man raid party. Okay, Wu. Okay. I think the story claims you as the strongest A rank. And I know that there's like this weird power gap between ranks, and it was explained before that there's like, even within the S rank, there's already like massive differences in power. But okay, Wu. He's gonna soon learn that he was not necessary at all. Would you mind if I tagged along as an observer in my capacity as an internal affairs agent? That's fine by me, but are you sure about this? Sorry? Minutes later. I can't wait for that shot in the anime. I wonder if they're going to keep it. Although I know the manhwa definitely cut stuff from the novels, don't get me wrong. I'm well aware of that, especially when it comes to my favorite couple in this franchise. So, what's funny is, even without having read the novels at all, I still felt a connection between Sung and Cha. Or am I just reaching because I'm a hopeless romantic and I can make those justifications easier than other people? Because apparently everyone wants to have like all the development. They want to see it fully realized. And it's like, that's not necessarily what the manhwa was going for in the first place. But I think it got to a point where they realized they dug themselves into a corner, especially with the stuff that comes in the epilogue. And they're like, oh, we didn't do enough of it, and now we're at this point, so we just kind of have to roll with it. That's a weird way of doing that, and I never like stories that have to retroactively try to fix themselves later, because that shows that there wasn't enough planning, which may sound like a circumstantial thing to happen, but I'm not entirely sure. These Nagas are A rank. The shadows are tearing them apart. Let's go, tank. Oh, iron. There's Beru. I forgot that sometimes manhwa will put their panels like this. What was the reasoning to make people who are reading it like turn their phone sideways or whatever, because these are supposed to be vertical panels? It's such a wonder that it even got a physical book at all, because the panels are vertical. Oh, there's one of Tusk's bodyguards. Even the most seasoned hunters have trouble with Nagas because of their prowess in not only combat but also magic. My boy Beru! Look at him go! Ooh hoo hoo! They're no match for the sheer waves of the immortal army. Especially that familiar? Ah, yes. Of course. Egress! Let's go, Egress! He was permanently buffed with the Demon King's longsword ever since Cha wanted to battle Sung. Or that whole shindig. So now Egress is even stronger because he's wielding the Demon King's sword. Only the most formidable mage class hunters can wield shock spells like that. But all that thing needs to do is swing its sword. Oh, does Wu think that Egress always had that sword? That's actually kind of funny because he did summon Egress before for the whole like reevaluation. So did he just forget, or did he just assume that Egress was hiding that? Because that's actually funny if he thinks Egress always had that ability. Whoo! Whoosh! Swing! Slash! Chop! Oh. If the animation popped off with the first 2 seasons, I think the 3rd season will continue to continue that trend of good animation. You know? Woo-hoo-hoo! I think most of this arc just boils down to panels of just aura farming. Is that thing on par with A rankers? No, it's well beyond that already. I'm not sure I'd even stand a chance against it one-on-one. Yes. Good evaluation, Wu. Yum, 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 yum. Oh. That's right. The ants. I'm surprised that as shadow soldiers, the ants still feel a need to consume. Like, you're not alive anymore. Why do you still feel the need to eat corpses? You're shadows. Was that ever explained? About how, even though they're shadows, the ants still feel the need to consume flesh and corpses? You're not living ants. You're shadows. I'll never understand that, but keep going. Hey, I told you not to eat that. Monster cadavers cost a fortune. Stop stacking on them. Okay. So the story literally just answered my question. It's, I guess, a force of habit for the ants. Me trying to justify it in Sung is just like, hey, stop that. And you guys, stop slacking off with the mining. He can clear the dungeon, collect the cadavers, and mine the stones all by himself. He's not just a one-man party. Now I understand why the chairman wanted me to see this. Yeah, Wu. Oh, the boss. Hello, you giant Naga. Everyone who's not mining or collecting the corpses are dismissed. Why did you dismiss them? You probably didn't need to lift a finger with them around. If I rely too much on the familiars, I might lose my touch. Right. Ever since Sung first got Necromancy and Shadow Monarch, he was like, wait a minute. My build will still be around. I'm not a typical Necromancer where I have low stats on my own. I still have all my stats. All I've gained is an army, but I'm still as strong as can be. Let's go, Sung. Woo! You go, King. You awesome monarch, you. You've defeated this dungeon master. Wow, you split his head in two. Dung. Level up. You've reached level 101. All of your class skills have leveled up. Oh. Shadow Extraction has leveled up. Shadow Preservation has leveled up, which would be Shadow Storage. Oh, hi, Lee Alex! Nice to see you live with me. Very nice that you're here. It was overdue for me to continue solo leveling, especially since we don't know when Season 3 drops, and I should definitely keep it relevant on my channel. Monarch's Domain has leveled up. Displace Shadow has leveled up. All my class skills have leveled up, huh? That shaved an hour off the cooldown for Displace Shadow. Oh, you mean... No, what's the proper name of that skill? It's not Displace Shadow. It's basically Shadow Teleport. But what was its name in the anime? It was not Displace Shadow. It was Shadow Movement? No. Was it Shadow Movement? No, it wasn't. Man, I'm already forgetting. It's been a while since Season 2 aired, and I watched it when it aired. But it wasn't Displace Shadow. It was something else. Why can't I remember? Because I don't think that's what its name was. It was Shadow Movement? Shadow Teleport? No. If anyone remembers the name of the skill, please put it in the chat. Or the comments if you're after the fact. I don't think that's its name. I wonder what your most anticipated anime series are for the summer season? Well, Lee, that's a good question. Definitely Gachi Akuta. Definitely Togen Anki. Because I'm going to abbreviate that one. Apocalypse Bringer Minogira. I remember when I saw that on a shelf at Barnes & Noble, picked up the first manga volume and was instantly hooked. Haven't read more of it since, but I will read more of it before it releases, so that way the ref can take that one. Sakamoto Days Part 2. Dandadan Season 2. That's actually a lot. And it's weird because there was hardly anything I cared about in the spring season. I think I only did like 1 or 2 like in the spring season that was releasing. Like, because most of my spring releases were just stuff carrying over from the winter season, like Solo Leveling, Headhunted to Another World. Was that already this past January? Mecha-U technically was last fall. Freerun was a while ago. So yeah, it's funny. I didn't care much about the spring 25. Oh, it's 25. That's right. What am I thinking? I didn't care much about some of the releases in spring 25, but this coming summer, I actually have a lot of series I care about. And then, of course, there's already 2 in the fall. The one that I keep hyping up on my channel, Backstabbed in a Backwater Dungeon, Infinite Gacha, and the finally, we're getting One Punch Man Season 3. So there's actually a lot to be looking forward to. And if you guys would love to see it, I probably would love to put One Punch Man on the channel. Both Season 1 and Season 2. I'm not one of those people that necessarily cared that the animation got lower quality. Do we people realize that Season 1 was lightning in a bottle in terms of its quality? The only thing that has rivaled One Punch Man Season 1 ever is Solo Leveling. I don't think we people understand that kind of quality is not easy to replicate. That is literally a case of quality over quantity. Oh, and I said at the beginning I wouldn't ramble as much. I'm sorry. But if anyone remembers the name of this skill, it's not Displace Shadow. It's something else. I think it's Shadow Movement. You can drop that in the chat. If it cuts down the waiting time by 1 hour per level, I should be able to keep Mom and Jinha safe no matter where I am in the world if I keep leveling up this skill. Yeah, that's the point of leveling up skills. If the thing that levels up is the decrease in the cooldown, eventually there won't be a cooldown. Naga's scales are durable enough to be forged into armor and shields, but he just cut right through them with just 2 daggers. Huh? Arise. We've reached another one of those. Arise. I can't do it as well as Alex Lee, the voice actor. He does those so good. The monarch's voice has stirred the dead's resolve for battle. Shadow upgraded successfully. This shadow will start at level 13. It's got the same rank as Tusk, but it's starting at level 13? This thing doesn't even feel nerfed at all. Still. Question mark. Question mark. Level 13. Rank. Elite Knight. It did get a lot smaller. They usually say the same size or get a little bigger. Still, I can sense some serious mana coursing through this thing. It's got almost as much mana as Tusk. If it's capable of enlarging itself through magic like Tusk did, maybe this is its original size. Either way, this guy is going to be pretty helpful. Choose a name for this shadow. How about Jima? Or is it Jiwa? I thought I read a translation in the past that said Jiwa with a W. You should check out Lord of the Mysteries. Right now there's only the Chinese version out. I did watch it in Chinese because I understand the language, but you can wait for the English dub to come out. Ooh! I feel like someone told me about that in the past, that it was a thing coming out. But what exactly is Lord of the Mysteries? Let's see. I'm still on To Be Hero X, which was a very surprise sleeper hit. I'm surprised that it came out of nowhere. No one expected it, but it became one of the best ones so far. Oh, that's right, that was a spring release this past year. And I have yet to catch up on that one. Ah, right. But then there was another one I found that I think is a Chinese anime as well. It's Supercube. What was that one called? With like space stuff. And it's funny because my OC is definitely something to do with space. But it was called the Supercube or something, right? I don't feel like checking it now because I'm not entirely sure if that's what its name was, and I don't have that kind of time to just go on a search for it. But I think it's called the Supercube or something. I'm sure you people will be able to find that faster than me because I'm trying to read Solo Leveling, of course. That's what this stream is for. But yeah, I'll definitely check out Lord of the Mysteries when I have a chance. That is definitely on my watch list for my own personal time. Kinda like how the Gorilla Gods Go To Girl. I'm currently watching that as well, but that's on my own me time. Especially with me trying to catch up with One Piece. And by trying, I mean I've put in a serious effort. I have DVDs all the way up to Water 7 and the introduction of Frankie. I should at the very least, binge watch my DVDs all the way to Water 7. In any case, will you name this shadow Jima? Yup. That's one powerful monster he just tamed into his own. My boss is the man. You got that right, Jinho. Uh-oh. Sir, we better get going now. Okay. Who's going to carry this thing? The reporters are just stunned. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, it's Tusk. Get away! Wait, that's one of Sung Jinwoo's familiars. Sung Jinwoo. I keep pronouncing the W. It's Sung Jinwoo. That's one of Sung Jinwoo's familiars. You mean he already cleared an A-rank gate? Yes. Look at Tusk just casually carrying that giant corpse. Quick, take its photos! Nah. Ah, that's a good shot. I think people were complaining with season 2 that they cut a few of the Shadow Soldier moments of them just being goofy and fun and their personality. I'd say they didn't cut all of them because there was the one after Baruka, but this is one I feel could definitely stay in the anime. Like, you could have him just walk out, and, like, he doesn't have to, like, make a blushing, embarrassed face or anything. You could just have Tusk wave and maybe wink at the cameras. It doesn't have to be anything major. But definitely keep their personality, especially Beru. Please look over here, sir. There's a lot more reporters out here than before. Seriously? I guess a lot of folks are interested in our first raid. If it's too much attention, if you ask me. It's too much attention, if you ask me. Look at Wu. He's just exhausted, man. Wu is straight up exhausted, man. Pending your questions, that's the end of my debrief. I don't think I want to do that again. Phew. Even after the countless raids that you've seen, Director Wu, I can see why even a seasoned agent like you would be dumbfounded after seeing that today. That wasn't a raid. It was just a massacre. I got it. Go get some rest, Director Wu. Thank you, sir. So he can clear the dungeon and collect all the loot by himself, too. It'd be an insult to call him a one-man party. He's a one-man guild. You got that right, Director. Chairman, go. There we go. Yeah. Hell, he is the guild. I guess I've had it right all along. This might be the beginning of a tectonic shift in the hunter industry in Korea, or perhaps even the world. Yes. It's why early, especially with Season 2 stuff, Sung refused to join any guild, because he had a feeling if he had joined any of the guilds existing in Korea, he would have upset the balance for everyone. So what did he do? He decided, you know what? I'll consolidate myself into my own guild. That way no one else has to be upset over a powerhouse like myself joining an existing guild. He was clever enough to plan that far ahead. But the fact that he even had those kinds of plans in the first place just goes to show that he had a lot of faith in his levels. Tokyo, Japan. Ah, yes. This massive gate. And it's a red gate right off the bat. We're not going to get to this stream. This is literally the arc that will be next stream. And I don't care that it's a short arc. I call the Tokyo raid its own arc. So it's nice that we have a setup here, but I'm going to end the stream before we get to that. Okay? Especially because of what is to come. What the hell is that? Oh my gosh. One quiet afternoon, it appeared atop the quiet humming of the cars, bicycles, and pedestrians. That is a massive gate. Monstrous was not enough to describe its sheer size alone. And that's where we end, of course. Of course. Oh, wait, whoops, I went backwards. There we go. Now where are we? They've got the Blade, Phantom, Invincible Kings, and Snow Mountain guilds here too. If they rounded up the guild masters and all the major guilds in Japan, it must be a pretty big deal. Oh look! Isn't that Sugimoto Reiji, the deputy guildmaster of the Blade Guild? And he's got all his heavy hitters with him too. Yeah, the survivors of Jeju Island. You guys were fools to go as far as you did. Although it's actually kind of hilarious. The anime gave them a better showing on the island, but the manhwa and novels gave them a much deeper like reason for their plot. So it's kind of sad the anime toned them down to like just be greedy and opportunistic when there was a lot more going on behind the scenes. Even just if you read this version, which I did before season 2, and I felt very disappointed that, like, even though we were getting to Jeju Island and we got new scenes building up Goto and the S ranks in the Blade Guild, it's very disappointing that the anime, for all that it did, still decided to leave out a few details about their plan. But that's in the past now. He's the guildmaster now, not the deputy. Get your facts right. I heard the Blades lost 7 S-rankers in Jeju, including Goto Ryuji. Yeah, I heard Goto went down trying to suck up to Chairman Matsumoto. Yeah, that happened. That was a thing. That was a whole giant plan. I don't even know if they realized that if they backfired and their plan failed, that they would be exposed and things would be haywire for them. Did Goto really have that much confidence in himself that nothing would go wrong? You always expect for the worst case scenario. That's what a contingency is for. I don't understand this guild. They thought they were invincible across the world when national level hunters exist? Serves them right for monopolizing on all the S-rankers. The era of Blade is drawing nigh. Hey, with a few smart moves, maybe we could become the #1 guild in Japan. Well, they didn't take too kindly to that. They still have the berserker, Atsushi, right? Was that his name? Yeah. Him, who barely got any development as a character. And, what was her name? Shoot. Forgot her name. And then, of course, their new guildmaster. I forgot her name. Man, now I regret deleting Soul Leveling Arise, because there were some cool, like, new backstory things for some characters, but lately all they've been doing is AUs of Cha-Hein, and I'm like, do we really need alternate universe stuff when Solo Leveling has a big roster to begin with? That's why I was done with the game. It also like felt stagnant because I wasn't getting any stronger to be able to get to the mid-game, late-game stuff. And I kind of missed out on the Jeju Island event. Not missed out. I wasn't strong enough to completely participate in it. I don't know how some people can do it. Sometimes with a game, I can get a certain point, but then I stagnate, and then the game doesn't help me or do me any favors. But I was recommended by a friend recently to start playing Arknights. So I am. I am now a new player of Arknights. Now I know that Soul Leveling Arise has amazing gameplay, and it definitely does, but there's this issue where mobile games have a lot of data on their phone. Like, the apps that make up the mobile games are getting bigger and bigger, and I don't have storage for a ton of things anymore. So I had to make a decision for myself, and I deleted the mobile game. Will I come to regret it? Probably. I hope my stream isn't buffering for anyone. I really hope that you people are enjoying this. They're rushing away because they got noticed. Huh. Those cheeky bastards think they can challenge us now that Goto is gone. I ought to teach those ingrates a lesson. There are rumors that the Phantom Guild is going to acquire the Snow Mountain Guild. Each of those guilds has 2 S ranks. The merger will put them on equal footing with us. So they think they can become a #1 guild in Japan through the M&A, huh? Merge and acquisition, yep. How petty. Don't they realize now's not the time for meaningless bickering? Excuse me? How petty? You guys had a plan that was worse than petty. They're just monopolizing an advantage that you denied them for how long now? So I wouldn't play the victim card here. What do you mean, how petty? I mean, yeah, sure, they saw the monster that was the Ant King, decimating S-rankers, blitzing them, except if your name is Hunter Sung. But still. Why haven't we heard anything from the association? There's an S-rank gate right in the middle of Tokyo, and now you tell me the association doesn't even have a plan? Give it to me straight. What's going to happen if the thing ends up in a dungeon break? It will take more than just S-rankers to deal with the S-rank gate, unless we can hire a national level hunter. Let's not waste time asking such boring questions when we've got all the major guild masters assembled here, Mr. Prime Minister. You only need to look to the aftermath of the Jeju Gate's dungeon break for what may ensue if we cannot stop this. Enough of all this cynicism and give us the real measure. How about hiring Thomas Andre? Which would be the smart thing to do. Because I think Thomas would actually be able to handle this. Well, what do they say? You couldn't possibly think Japan could afford to pay Thomas in this economy. Which is a funny joke because Japan has a very bad economy compared to the US dollar. Like, even when this was first written, there's always been this giant money difference between the dollar and the yen, and it keeps getting worse for Japan, even today. So it's a funny little way of saying we wouldn't be able to if we converted all of our yen to dollars. Besides, we've already sent the word to every country with national level hunters, but they're all preoccupied thanks to the increasing number of gates around the world. Gee, I wonder why. To be honest, I'm not sure how many hunters would be willing to help out with an S-rank gate. I mean, I guess that's true. Not everyone that awakens as a hunter does so with the intentions of using that power. There is one. We know of a national level hunter who'd be willing to lend a hand, given enough money. Enough money, hey? Yuri Orlov, the Master of Barriers. We're going to try to recruit him. Oh, so this is the first time they've introduced Yuri Orlov. That's right. What is he? Is he the Canadian hunter? I'm pretty sure. So now I'm at level 101, huh? Level 100 unlocked the key to the Kartanon Temple, and my level 101 leveled up my class skills. I sure look forward to what will happen at level 102. You're holding that key, Sung. I wonder if Jinho's doing okay by himself. It's great that he's a very eager VP, but maybe I should hire more staff to help him out. Huh? Oh, Cha! My queen! Oh, she's turning. No! Eek! Why are you running from me? Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Oh no. Oh no. My stream is buffering. Why? It shouldn't be buffering. Are you guys still able to hear me okay? Is it coming through? I don't have any gauge of whether or not I'm cutting out for anybody. You have to let me know. Hang on. Let's talk upstairs. Okay. Nobody's in your office? My vice president insisted that he'd stay behind on scene to wrap things up. You mean it's just me and him here? So what happened? How did Hunter Min leave you a message about me? I heard him during the raid. Ah, this moment. Please, let him know. That he should be careful. Someone has fished me out of eternal darkness, but it wasn't he that had come back to life. But it wasn't me that could... Someone has fished me out of eternal darkness, but but it wasn't me that had come back to life. Although I still had my will and consciousness intact, it was as if I had been his slave, solely driven by his blind desire to serve him. It was all the more frightening because it all felt so elating. What do you mean? His power is tremendous and terrifying. He must know about it too. Remember, Sung's real army is... his true army is... I wonder if what Hunter Cha told me is true. Regardless, I too must find out the truth about the nature of my power. Yes. If anything, that should take priority over getting any stronger. This reminds me of the good old days when we were clearing the C-rank dungeons together, sir. Finish chewing before you speak. Nom, nom, nom. Can't your familiars move pretty autonomously? You could probably just let them do all the work while we're eating like this, or if you're too busy to come on these raids. That's not a good idea. If I get them, I won't gain as much experience. That's what he's saying in his head. There's no telling what these things will do when I'm not watching them. Ah! Ah, the ants. I can hear you perfectly? Great. That's good. Whew! Because I tried to do a New Year's live stream, and I don't even know if anyone remembers that, because I had the worst lag and Wi-Fi ever, and I was trying to do MVC, and that stream just was so bad. Like, I couldn't even do it. And I was so disappointed, because I wanted to live stream going into the new year, playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and I had so much lag and everything, so now I'm kind of on edge with live streams. It's actually kind of disappointing that I have to deal with all these technology issues. How's your sister doing, by the way? She's been through quite an ordeal. They're saying she should get plenty of rest. I'm not worried for her safety since I left the most reliable shadow with her. Speaking of which, Beru! Maybe I'll take a look at how she's doing. Shadow preservation. Shared senses. Okay, so it's the level 2 buff, yes. This is when he finally gets that ability. Level 2 unlocked the shared senses ability. It lets me literally see and feel what the shadow sees and feels. Let's see what Gina is up to. Your Majesty! You must be a decorum for all your subjects. Majesty? I doth protest, your Majesty. I will forever love that it was technically set up in Season 2 with a new scene with Byung-gu where he's like, I love historical dramas. So this doesn't necessarily come out of left field for me anymore, because Beru gained this obsession ever since he ate Byung-gu. So this is actually kind of funny. She's sleeping. Your Majesty! Your Majesty! Well, I guess Gina's doing just fine. I should have known with the funny way Beru's been talking. Is he into historical TV shows? Yes. Yes, he is. As for the rest, okay, there's his mom. There's Choi and Beck doing the usual guild business with each other. And then, this scene, yep. Grabbing a catnap, sir? No. Yes. This scene, yes. Dang. I'd better apologize. Maybe I should buy her lunch or something. Although it's funny. Sung. She didn't even notice that was happening. So from her perspective, you buying her lunch is just going to feel like you taking the next step in a potential dating relationship. This is actually, I think, the best use of this kind of trope, because it's so different from the way it usually goes that it just feels so fresh and unique and, maybe a little more realistic because, let's be real, that trope has been done to death, and that trope is really not funny anymore. This case is different because it was basically a one-way mirror, and he's like, I shouldn't have seen that. Nope. Wrong place, wrong time. I'll make it up to her. But she won't have any idea that even happened. So from Cha's perspective, it's just him trying to make an advance on her now that she made her feelings obvious. You just gotta love it. Oh, have you heard about Japan, by the way? The S-rank gate that appeared in Tokyo? Apparently that thing's got less than 3 days till the dungeon break. They've been recruiting hunters from all over the world to prepare. Have you heard anything from them? It's already been that long since the gate appeared? They did reach out, but I'm still not sure if I'll go because I've got something more urgent on my plate. That's right. The key to the Kartanon Temple. With a time clock of, 26 hours? That is true. That is sooner than a dungeon break. This was an invitation from the system. I wonder what sort of answers I'll find there. Who the hell could be pulling the strings? Can't they just tell me already? No, they're leaving it as a surprise because the plan is actually deeper than you think. But it's funny, you're gonna get some last-minute help. Whoosh. Well, I guess I'll find out soon enough. Only one more day to go. Get up if you're done eating. We've got work to do. Yes, sir! Okay, we're back to them. I am Yuri Orlov. As you may know, I'm the best supporting class hunter you'll find out there. Yep, and he's an S rank. I've had a chance to read over all the materials your guild has sent me. It was a wise decision evacuating all the citizens beforehand. But you also sound pretty short-handed. Is it true you can mobilize only 6 S ranks from all of Japan? Yes. That number used to be 20. Now it's just 6. Isn't that wild that Jeju Island did that much destruction? Beru, you really did a number on Japan. Although it's funny. It's another villain taking out characters who were actually up to no good. So this is technically karma. If we want to clear all the A-rank gates that also appeared across Japan, each guild must maintain at least 1 S rank on their reserve. Likewise, the Blade Guild will only be able to provide 3 S ranks, minus the 1 for the reserve squad. Oh, no, this won't do at all. How could you possibly hope to protect your motherland like this? $3.6 billion per annum. Or $10 million per day. Whoa. Greedy little bastard, aren't you? 10 million a day? Do you realize what that is in Japanese currency? That is insane. But he is the S rank with the best support skills. But, it's all gonna kind of be for naught. But, I'll keep that gate closed for however long you'd like if you can afford me. And, great, what a cliffhanger. What a total cliffhanger. We're on to the next chapter. 10 million a day? That's only 3.6 billion for 1 year to save your nation. It's not like I'm asking for 3.6 trillion. I'm a lot cheaper than that cocky bastard Thomas. How is that a lot cheaper? That's still insane. I get you're an S rank and all, but do you really need that kind of money? Hang on a second. Okay, let's try that. I'm not entirely sure if I remember how many more chapters this is, but I know that this arc isn't really as long as the Ajin Guild stuff. I think I'd be able to finish this with enough time to spare. Do you speak any Russian, Kane? What's this drunk pig saying? Oh, he's Russian. Oh, I thought he was Canadian. Oh, that's right. The Canada Hunters, that comes in later. Wow, I can't believe I forgot he was Russian. Okay. I have no idea, but it doesn't sound very promising. So, will you buy your country's safety for $10 million a day? Well, what do you mean? Wait, dollars? Wait, Russia uses the dollar? That's interesting. I didn't know that Russia used the US dollar, unless they just adopted that name and they have a different way of the Russian dollar. That seems like something to look into. Ha 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 ha. You're in no position to haggle with me. If anything, you should be begging on your knees to help you. Sounds like you're very confident about your abilities. Of course. Hiring me would prove a lot less costly than hiring 100 of those small fry standing next to you. It's a no-brainer. That bastard just dissed us, right? Yeah, you don't have to understand Russian to get that. Whoo! Yuri's barrier! You won't be able to move a finger without my permission in there. If you try to break free if you dare. But we're S ranks. How did he manage to bind our movement? Damn it, I feel like I'm all tied up here. That's the strength of a national level hunter there. I'll clog up that S rank gate and spare your silly friends as a bonus. How about it? Surely this is an offer you can... Okay, now you're just strong-arming them. You didn't have to go that far, Yuri. Thank you for the demonstration of your abilities. My only concern is whether the government of Japan would be able to approve such funding. Then again, what other choice do we have now? Never mind, you've got a deal. Would you mind if I make a quick call? Oh, not at all. Okay, we're back to Sung. I'll see you in a bit. Sweetie, I don't have to be worried, do I? Of course not. I just have an old friend to catch up with. I'll be right back, Mom. The key. Friend. Hi. Yeah, you gave me emotional trauma and killed off the party I was with, except for a few. Then I was left to die, and suddenly I got the system. You know, that always puzzled me. Sung got the system, right? Before he was about to seemingly die in that temple, right? And then when the rescue team, which was confirmed to be Beck's team in the anime, went to save him, the statues were gone. Or someone else had defeated them. And they questioned Sung about it, and he was like, I didn't defeat them. So, in hindsight, what happened the first time around? I know it's left openly vague on purpose, for the sake of building mystery, but once we finish this arc, I'm going to bring that question back up again, and you'll understand where I'm going with this. Time remaining, countdown to 0, Sung's ready. The location of the gate has been revealed. I can't believe a gate has popped up for the second time at the same location. Thank goodness this school's closed right now. It would have been impossible to keep all the kids out. Excuse me, sir, this area is off limits. Hunter Sung! How long has this gate been around? 3 days now. 3 days? What? I've been played. The countdown was for when the gate's information would be displayed, not necessarily when the gate would actually appear. I can't believe it's been 3 days already. Oh no. Well, to be fair, did you... It's not like you would have been able to do anything. How would you know the gate would actually be there in 3 days? It's not like the system was going to give you that information anyway, which is actually kind of funny. Up until this arc, it still likes to toy with him. It looks like about C rank or so. That's pretty easy, but do you have any hunters in there? They went in about 2 hours ago. You gotta call off this raid right now. Huh? But the meter said it's only a C rank. The party's in danger. Everyone will die if you don't abort right now. What do you mean everyone will die? I'll escort them out. What's going on here? Can't you at least give us an explanation? No. How do you explain what happened the first time the double dungeon appeared? It was in the same C rank gate. Just another door. What kind of explanation do you want? Oh, I have a feeling that this has happened to me before, and I'm going to get specific answers. They're not going to believe him. There's no time for that. Is this the boss's lair? Why won't it open? What should we do? Even the magic spell wouldn't even leave a dent on the door. But we can't just turn back now, can we? Oh, it's funny. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. This time around, the door won't open at all. Because Sung has the key. The last time, because there was no system and there was no key, the door just opened. So it's funny that Sung is kind of panicking for the team and their survival when they wouldn't be able to get in even with him. You know what I mean? Like, if Sung didn't go to the gate for the Kartanon Temple, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. But then the temple itself would be closed off when the gate closes. So this is a weird situation where Sung has to like put himself into this situation just to get what he wants. The answers from the temple. But he's also going in to save lives, but they're not in any danger. They can't open the door. That's just so funny to me. They're not technically in any danger. At least not yet. That's a trap. Yeah, you scared us. Who the hell are you? A survivor of the double dungeon. What double dungeon? Huh? Isn't that Sung Jinwoo? It is. It's the S rank Sung Jinwoo. This place is terribly dangerous. I'll take it from here. Everyone else should leave. I've reached this point. Let's go. It won't open. Is it enchanted or something? The temple door is currently locked. Use the key to open. It's not like the last time, so this is why I needed the key. What the heck? How did he open that? It didn't even budge before, right? Excuse me, sir, but the Courage Guild has purchased the permit for this dungeon. With all due respect, you have no right to tell us to leave. That's right, you can't boss us around just because you're an S rank. Oh my god. You think... Okay, look. I understand where they're coming from because Sung used to be in that other position. And there are S ranks in the world who don't give a damn. And they're not good people. I'm looking at you, Huang Dong-soo. So I understand where they're coming from because you can never tell when a person is good and righteous or just doing things because they want to and have the power to get away with it. But you can't just tell that to Sung, the same S rank who saved hunters on Jeju Island. He has a pedigree. He has a favorable reputation. Maybe you should take him seriously? I will never understand when these people, like, there's clearly a public image for this person. And other people will still be like, but you can't do that. And I'm like, maybe there's a reason he's telling you to leave? No, of course not. Don't think like that. Suit yourself then. I won't stop anyone from trying to go in there. I'll check it out. Someone without the key has just entered the temple. Access denied. Yep. Here it comes. One of the statues. Shing! And Sung yanks him out of there before he would be dead. Hi again, you stupid statues. This time we're gonna kick your asses. Well, kind of. This room is crawling with things like these. You sure you want to go in there? Listen to me carefully. I need everyone to leave right now and contact the association. Tell them that a double dungeon has appeared. The key holder has entered the temple. Is my system voice sounding like GLaDOS? I don't know of any other robotic voice I could do. Yeah, I guess I'll just mimic GLaDOS. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. Whoosh. Flames. The torches go on. The statues are back. Those stupid rules. Dun 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 dun. Well, never to forget the one who lost the bet. We're raking up the kills. We got to pay the bills. Can't what you get is a way to hit reset. And more than just that. That's what the dun 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 reminds me of. You know, the beginning of the first opening. This is where it all began. Oh, a mirror. Oh, that's a cool effect. And I'm back. It won't be like last time. Clearly, of course not, right? Surely. But that smile, that creepy grin has become such a meme in the anime community ever since the episode came out. There's something else I can feel is different. These statues, they're not monsters, they're not even alive. They're merely someone else's puppets. There's only one being that's exuding mana in this room right now. So it was you. You're the real deal. Cat got your tongue? It's time to fess up. The one holding the rules! Yep, we've made it to this point. Say hello to the architect. Because I don't even know if he says his name, but that's what we call him. Oh, what voice do I give him? Not that I'm any good at doing character voices. At last, you have made it this far. No! Cliffhanger! Just like the anime. What a cliffhanger. It's Yuri Orlov! Please look over here, Mr. Orlov. Mr. Orlov, what is the plan to stop the gate? I will use my usual method. I'll draw a big magic circle around gate, then I pour mana into gate. The end. Nothing can come out of the gate after that. You mean you can seal the S-rank gate all by yourself? Many in Japan are skeptical of your ability to do this. What do you have to say? It is impossible to keep gates sealed even for me, if I only use my mana. But my magic circle absorbs other mana around it to stay strong. So your government will place many mana stones around Tokyo, and my barrier will absorb mana. It's like starting a car. Once you get it started, barrier will absorb mana and grow strong like cement. Yuri will save you, Japan. Don't forget who saved you. Oh boy. Oh boy. But we're not getting to that this stream. That'll be next time. That'll be next time. Only time will tell if Orlov will manage to seal off that gate. But we all know what will happen if he fails. What's Hunter Sun up to these days? He's been doing the rounds around the gates in Seoul. The checkmarked locations are the gates requested by his Ajin guild. All of it? As you can see, many of those locations overlap with the turfs of other major guilds active in Seoul, including White Tiger, Hunters, and Fiends. So we are concerned that there may be some confrontation over the jurisdiction. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to care, because now that they've seen Sung in action, and because of Jeju Island, they'll probably have at least a little bit of respect for him. A startup guild with just one combat-capable hunter wants to start a turf war with the Great Three. How amusing. Indeed. It is amusing. Agreed, sir. Have you heard anything else from the Ajin Guild? They requested that they're given exclusive priority over the gates in their headquarters vicinity for a week. For certain reasons they wouldn't explain. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Yes, sir. Oh. May I take this call? Go ahead. I've got to get going for an appointment anyway. Yes, sir. Director Wu here. Sir, we got a report and I think you should go check it out yourself. Remember the school where they had a dungeon break with those orcs? Did something else happen over there? Not yet, I think. But apparently there's another gate there right now, and they found a double dungeon inside. A double dungeon? And there's something else. What is it? Hunter Sung Jinu's in there. At last, you have made it this far. I take it that Stone Slab wasn't that important after all? True. It was just messing with them. It was literally just a matter of messing with them. So those commandments didn't really mean anything after all. Oh, they were meaningful indeed. But none of that matters now. So you were the one who called me here. Correct. Are you a monster? Wrong question. You should not ask who I am, but what you are. Now, for your final test, I will reveal everything to you if you remain standing even after the test is concluded. That revelation shall be my reward for you. Come on out. Oh, no, you don't. This is a test after all. All class skills are locked during the final test. There is only one thing I wish to test with you. I am not interested in what your subjects are capable of. The shop will be unavailable. You may not purchase any potions. You may not recover from leveling up or by claiming a crest reward. What? You may not exit the room until the final test is completed. So that's how you want to play, huh? I guess I can't use all the aces up my sleeve that I've been preparing for this moment just in case. Phew. At least I still have access to the inventory. Other than that, I guess I'll just have to count on myself. Woohoo! I wonder if people like my system voice and my voice for the architect. I'm trying to give them that gravitas that the anime would do. So I wonder if people like those voices. If they're even distinct enough to be considered individual voices. Let's go, Sung. Shoo. Slip. Slime. Flip. Shoo. Let's go, Sung. Keep going. Keep going. Shoo. This is the moment I've been waiting for. I've been living for this very moment. Who would have imagined that a mere human could have gone so far? You have progressed so impressively. These statues used to look like they were teleporting, but now I can see their every move. They're all very strong, but they're not undefeatable. I commend you for how far you've come. But it's too early to end this test just yet. Oh my! The big giant statue is actually moving. And there's the cover of the volume. They picked a good shot for the volume cover. They knew what this chunk of chapters would contain. Now, it's time to worship your god. Wow. You're going to leave that as a cliffhanger? Wow. Next chapter, 126. This is a written pledge forfeiting our ownership over the Essence Stones from Jeju. Why would you do that? In return, we would like to enlist the services of Sung-san. Ah. Ha ha ha. Unfortunately, the association can't tell him what to do. I'm aware of that. However, we cannot even reach him without going through the Korean Association first. I'm not asking you to persuade him yourself. I'm simply asking for a chance to negotiate with him. He's willing to give up this astronomical fortune just for that chance? Yes. I suppose the Japanese have no way to stop an S-rank gate, especially now that Goto Ryuji's gone. Considering how much Sung Ji-nu is worth, I suppose this could be seen as a fair trade, but... I'd like to speak with just the two of us without the interpreter. You can speak Japanese? My father ran a small business in Japan when I was a wee boy. Chairman Matsumoto, if you're thinking of pulling another one of your dirty tricks, I suggest you give up. What do you mean? I heard that you had a falling out with the Blade Guild. He did. How did you? Anyone could figure that out by the fact that the Blade Guild refused your association's funding, and instead insisted on receiving funding from the Japanese government. I understand your association once used the Blade Guild like your private army. Goto Ryuji certainly must have helped garner support from most of the S ranks in Japan, but I'm sure that's out of the question now. With the downfall of the Blade Guild, the other guilds must be busy competing to fill the power gap, barring your association's complete lack of control over them. Is this an accurate assessment? Which means you will ultimately bear full responsibility for failing to stop the disaster this gate will bring upon the people of Japan. Despite his unsavory intentions, Goto was Japan's champion, and you are responsible for stealing that Goto from the Blade Guild, and for sowing division among your own guilds instead of maintaining order like you should. Moreover, your conniving schemes have cost the lives of some of Japan's finest hunters. What's that? This is the black box from the transmitter used by the Japanese task force during the raid on Jeju, the one Goto's team was using. Did you think I'd never find out? Look at that face! Chairman Go is pissed. I love this face. I hope the anime gives just as much attention to this scene, because this is actually kind of important. No amount of essence stones will get you out of this. Should this get out, the Japanese people will come to realize the burden you've placed on their shoulders for the sake of your conniving schemes. But he's crushing it. Okay, Chairman Go. However, I'm not so cruel to resort to such regrettable measures. I won't let one man's misguided ambitions throw an entire nation, or rather the entire region of Asia, into crisis. Good. He's putting all the people first. You should thank Hunter Sung Ji-nu for this. Speaking of Sung, they just keep coming and coming. It's too late to dodge that. In that case, Ruler's Touch! Skill. Ruler's Touch has been upgraded to the final form, the Ruler's Authority. That was close. I wouldn't have survived a direct hit even at my current level. I remember just how much fun I had reading this. I've got to take down that thing first. Hasten! A giant foot. Big boot! Bigger boot! Yes, go Sung. The I-beam again? If I add the pull from the Ruler's Authority to the momentum from Hasten, I'll be able to slingshot myself into the statue's blind spot from here. Ruler's Authority! I can't believe the telekinesis worked on that huge thing, although it only nudged it off its balance a little. That skill upgrade really put Ruler's touch on a different level. Mutilate! Yes! The Demon King's daggers would cut through virtually everything, but it left only scratches on that statue. It just keeps smiling. It just keeps smiling. If I can't cut it, I'll just smash it. I'll exploit that chunk. Oh, putting his strength stats to good use. He's just gonna wail at it. It ends here! Boom! Ka-thunk. I never imagined anyone could face off my masterpiece like that. I'll squeeze out every last bit of my strength stat to pulverize your smug face. Down to the ground you go. And they'll just keep coming. Skill. Ruler's authority activated. I feel like I've grown even stronger from this fight today. Outstanding. You'd better keep your word. Ha ha ha. But the test is far from over. Don't you see that I am still here? You have an urgent quest. I am your final trial. Your heart will stop beating if you fail to defeat the enemy within the time limit. Who the hell are you, really? Time remaining. I told you that is the wrong question to ask. But very well, I'll humor you. Who am I? I am the architect of the system. I am the architect of the system. Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question? What a cliffhanger. Wow. Let's keep going. I know where I'm going to end. I know what chapter I'm going to end. I just have to remember what number that is, so let's keep going. Over here, agents. I brought all the 7 elite members of the association that I could mobilize right away. But I am aware we won't be of much help for someone like Sung Ji-nu. This is just to prepare against the worst case scenario. Sir? Director? What is going on? Don't you guys feel that too? What is this chilling feeling? There's a terrible mana storm. Are there any large guilds on standby in the vicinity? Yes, sir. The Hunters Guild is standing by for a raid. What about their S ranks? Both Guildmaster Choi and Deputy Cha plan on joining that raid. Submit an urgency request for cooperation to the Hunters Guild. Sung Ji-nu, what the hell's going on here? Creek. Whoa, that's fast. That is fast. Even for him. Well, that's the point. Ah. Come on, Sung. You got this. Impressive. Most impressive. You are almost defying my design. Oh, this is getting good. I never dreamed a duel with a mere human could be so thrilling. Not once throughout the eons of my existence have I imagined a mere mortal like you would stand a chance against me. How amusing! This thing invited me here as soon as I reached level 101. It must have been confident enough to take me on then. But I can do this! Hey, Architect, I still got a ton of questions for you. Why did you design the system, and why did you choose me as the player? And what the hell is happening to the world right now? You seek more answers? I see. You must think you will not get to satiate your curiosity if you kill me. Fighting it up close puts me at a disadvantage. Skill. Ruler's authority activated. So you want to hit and run from a distance. Not a chance. I do wonder if people like the character voices I'm attempting to do. Do they come off? Do they come off to people? Can you hear them? If it doesn't really sound like any difference, then I'll attempt to do more of an inflection. So we can use the same skills as I can? So much for my plan to keep my distance. In the end, whether you kill me or not, the answers that may be revealed to you have already been predetermined. Right, from the moment I designed it all. How did you manage to design all this? And how were you able to give me these powers? I did not choose you. In fact, I protested the very idea. My role was merely to design and implement. That was the very purpose of this player growth system. My designs are perfect. I have no time. I'll just have to go for it head on. Now I shall fight you in earnest for the remainder of your test. What the? My senses are growing even keener than before. I can do this. I can feel them all. The swords, the spears, the axes, the maces. I can feel them. And I can feel its movements. I've put everything into each blow, yet he can still parry them and even counterattack. He's getting even faster. No man has ever inflicted pain on me, although this is nothing but a fake body. I see. Now I see why he chose you, although it is only a little. A shred of him is already bonded with you. How dare you! You're nothing but a mere human. The time keeps ticking down. Come on, Sung. You got this. You win. The test is over. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds to spare. Next chapter. The answer you seek is within you. Within me? The choice is up to you. Data found in memory. Load data. Save data in the memory? Yes. Load it up. Data loaded successfully. Flashback time. We've reached the crucial first step of gaining a lot of information. Let's look at all this. Look at these. A bunch of monsters, magic beasts, and armies of them. My God, look at all these monsters. What are all they staring at? Gates! A purple sky? And swarms of monsters. I guess this isn't even Earth. Ice elves, high orcs, goblins, giants, and countless more. If all these monsters break out of the gate, humanity doesn't stand a chance. But they're not here to fight humans, are they? I can feel in my gut what's about to happen. Yes! Here they are! The rulers! At least, their vessels? Their vassals? Yeah, the rulers are here. Here they are. War. The monsters all united in a battle against the Silver Warriors. The land echoed with the clamors of weapons clashing and armor breaking. The battle cries soon turned into screams as the ground grew soaked in red. The silver warriors were strong, just as the silver army was about to claim total victory over the monsters. The winged warriors began to halt their slaughter one by one. Yes. Arise. Isn't that the monarch's domain? And shadow extraction? But that must mean that's the Shadow Monarch. Yes! Hello, Shadow Monarch. Beep! It's nice to finally see you. How've you been, man? Immortal, the undying army. The deaths of those monsters were not in vain after all. Their blood now fused with dark, shadowy magic, the monsters rose again to fight. That's a lot of shadows. I can't even come close to summoning so many. The fallen monsters crawled back from their depths and began to charge at the Silver Army. The armies of silver and shadow tussled on the ground. The deafening clamor of battle filled the air and shook the ground once more. What should have ended with a one-sided slaughter had shifted back into a full-scale war. The entrance of just one being had turned the tides of battle. You are awesome, Shadow Monarch. Yes. The ruler's authority. The shadows toyed with their enemies, wreaking havoc and destruction. The Shadow Monarch left a trail of bodies behind him, as if a storm had just passed by. Victory seemed certain for the monsters and the Shadow Monarch, until they appeared. They? Who's they in this case? Because the Shadow Monarch, from what I know, fought a lot before he decided on the plan that is currently in motion. But it's like he fought on two different battle fronts, from what I remember. So what is this memory implying in terms of they? Think you can handle it? The mono waves coming from there are incredible, and you're saying Hunter Sung is in there right now. We're sure of it. But this mono doesn't belong to Hunter Sung. What else could be in there? So the rumors were true. We finally get to see the infamous double dungeon. Well, since we do have a debt to pay Hunter Sung, Sung Jinu claimed that he wasn't the one who cleared the double dungeon. Then why did he come back here? That's right. That's literally what I said earlier. If Jinu didn't clear the double dungeon back then, and now that we know the architect and everything, then what happened? This is something worth talking about. Think about it. If he is true and claiming he didn't clear it, but he got the system at the same time, and they were just about to kill him, then what happened? He was given the system, he was knocked unconscious, and then the architect was like, okay, you statues go back to your place or something? Like, I don't know. Because, like, can the architect just declare that he cleared it? And be like, it's over, we're now going to leave and just see what happens? It's definitely worth discussing. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that, because that is still a very interesting thing to talk about. This can't be just a coincidence. What? What the hell? What is this place? So, it's really true. The statues, they're all real. What is the meaning of this? I do not recall inviting other humans here. This day is certainly full of surprises. I think you can tell that my architect voice is supposed to be a parody on Voldemort's voice from Harry Potter, the way the actor does Voldemort. So I'm trying to give off that same monstrous vibe in the voice, but I'm not sure if it's coming across. Did that monster just talk to us? Or am I hearing things in my head? I've never heard of a monster that could talk to humans before. Silence! You will disturb the king's slumber. The king? What's Hunter Sung doing over there? Cha! No! You humans are stronger than most. You will make a worthy first sacrifice for the king. No! Cliffhanger! Oh, that's so cool. The inversion of it being... Are we starting with another part of the flashback? I presume. Gates. More soldiers. Ricardos, Petos, Rohan, Ingreyas of demons. Oh, and there's Baron. There's Baron. There's Demon King Baron. Demon Monarch Baron. Hurry, heal him. Get into formation and extract the wounded to safety. Hang in there for those still standing when all my puppets have fallen. I shall grant the honor of witnessing the glorious birth of the king. If any of you survive that long, that is. Watch out! Yikes. That eye laser sure is terrifying. Come on, Choi. This surprised me when I was reading this the first time, that even S-rankers like Choi, the ultimate weapon, and his vice guild master Cha are also pushed back by these same statues. That is interesting. Now destroy the statues! Okay, Wu, you get in there. These things are a lot more durable than I thought. These things seem to be extremely resistant against kinetic damage. Be careful, everyone. Even my spells are barely working on them. Are they resistant against magic too? Guildmaster Choi, these things won't fall for any taunt skills. I can't even make them budge with my telekinesis spells either. Damn it. Are we doomed? We'll just have to wake him up. There's no other way. If he's under hypnosis, is he under I need to, not go so fast. Is he under hypnosis? Whatever this guy... I just said, don't go too fast. Whatever is going on, this is the only way to wake him up right now. Huh? How dare you try to interrupt the king's slumber? Miss Cha, we'll hold them off here. Please go wake up Hunter Sung. On it. Okay, we're back to another memory. Back to this. All these shadows keep regenerating. If they were mine, I would have been drained of mana a long time ago. The Shadow Monarch's mana pool must run unfathomably deep. The demons and beast-type monsters that appeared from the two gates began to destroy every shadow trooper in sight. Surely there was no reason these monsters would have to fight among themselves if this was meant to be a war between the Silver Army and the monsters. Unless the Shadow Monarch isn't on the monsters' side. Or if that's not the case, is this a civil war? Yeah, I think this might be the part of the story with things happening. Certain things happening. This could be the Monarch's attempt to deal with the Shadow Monarch, because they didn't necessarily like him. So could this have been the point when he turned tail? Turncoat? He turned coat? I know I'm trying to not speak about stuff that is to come, but this is a reread. This is a reread, so I don't know. How? Oh boy. My stream keeps having terrible reception. Oh boy. This is not good. What is so wrong that I thought I have a good connection? I was on the verge of ending our eternal feud once and for all tonight. Why have you betrayed me? Alas, this was the perfect chance to end you. Speak your reason, traitor. Those eyes. I've seen them before. Is that Baron, the Demon King? Yes, it is. Which means I can finally mention, even though I probably did in the episode, the one Genu fought was a copy, a fake, a replica. What's Baron doing here? Huh? Since when was I? How did I not notice this until now? Ba-doomp, ba-doomp, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom, boom boom. Here they come. End of saved data. I think I'm close to the end of the arc. I think I'm now close to the end of the arc. I think it's this chapter. If this chapter will load. Chapter 130? Yeah. You amuse me more than the others. Very amusing. Let's see how much longer you can continue to defy my design. Oh, the chapter's still loading. Sword dance! Okay, Cha? That's more like it. That's it. Ha ha ha. No! Cha! Ah! Ha ha. Is that all you've got? So you had to remain within the scope of my design after all. You bore me, human. My design predicts and responds to all possibilities. Such a trivial anomaly as this cannot disrupt my entire design. This is as far as you'll get. We must wake up Hunter Sung. That's our only shot. Come on, Shaw. So, you've dodged me. Impressive. A shadow? The rules of this chamber may prevent it from fully manifesting itself, but I can clearly sense its presence. So the king has assigned his soldier to a human. How did you find this place? What are you to Sung Genu? This is another one of my favorite Cha panels of the whole series. His friend. Remember, They only just met how many months ago during the mining raid when he was on the mining team? She got interested. Then he helped the Hunters Guild with the Tusk raid. Then he helped her with the Jeju raid. And then she admitted her true feelings for him in the arc previously. I know she could probably say something different. She could say something more bold and say his girlfriend or his lover, but I'm okay with her saying his friend. It's a small step of progression. But this is definitely like a top 10 Cha-Hae-in panel for the whole manhwa. This is a really good panel. I'm his friend. I'm here to save him. So it was not the king's will for you to be here. Very well. I shall spare you for now. One of the great monarchs will descend upon this world today. I shall grant you the honor to witness his glorious coming. But as for the other humans, they shall all perish here today. Says who? Genu pulled an Escanor! I rewind the live stream 10 or 20 seconds, so I'm 10 to 20 seconds behind and I don't experience any buffering or lagging. Oh, that's good. Whew. That is so good. Because my stream's analytics keep telling me that the stream might be dropping frames and buffering, so it's nice to hear on the other side that it's not as worse as I thought. By the way, Lee Alex, how do you like my architect voice? Is it cool? Is it menacing? Is it too Voldemort-like? It's the only, like, otherworldly villain voice I could think of. And, I know he's not going to last the whole rest of the series. I mean, I think this is his final chapter, but I think I did a good job with his voice. It's really hard to do those otherworldly type voices without having like a voice filter already on standby. You know what I mean? Huh? Sung's awake! Yes, you. What have you done to my body? Sung's awake! He's here! You are not the king? But how? How are you still standing here? How did you retain your consciousness, even as the black heart beats within you? Black heart? Is this ridiculous surge of mana I can feel coming from the heart? Title: Demon Slayer. You have met the prerequisites. You have reclaimed the memory of vanquishing the Demon King Baron, the monarch of White Flames. An immense power now recognizes you as its master. Effect: Black Heart. Plus 100,000 MP. From the way this guy's reacting, I can be sure of two things. The Black Heart was not something he had intended for me to keep. And if anything, it wasn't meant to help me. Watching the save data didn't really answer all my questions yet. You said you were against the idea of selecting me as the player? What's the meaning of this player? What were you trying to do to me? Impossible. So it was you who betrayed us, Shadow Monarch. Do you think the other monarchs will let you get away with this? His daggers. Just answer the damn question. Ha 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 ha. So you can outrun my predictions. I begin to understand why he chose you. Damn. What the? The statues. Even the ones that weren't moving. They're all starting to move. Ha ha. If you kill me now, no one can stop my puppets. Think you can still slay me? I could always destroy them after I'm done with you. But if you destroy the system's architect, I might go back to being an E ranker. Is that what you're saying? Here it is. Here's the moment everyone was waiting for because it's a very valid question. If you destroy the system's creator, will the system vanish? Will all the power he acclaimed and accumulated just suddenly vanish? Well, it does not sound bad, but it is not menacing sometimes. A bit comical, but hey, that's just my opinion. That's fine. I don't think Voldemort's voice is too menacing either, just because of the way it is delivered by, what is it, Ralph Fiennes? But it's the only villain voice I could think of that might fit the architect. That low whisper. But that's fine. I mean, to be fair, the architect, in hindsight, is kind of a comical villain, because he made the system for someone else, and then that person literally betrayed him last minute. So that's kind of funny. But, I could see where you're coming from. Maybe my voice just doesn't have the ability to do inflections like modulating my own voice. I'm not a voice actor by any means. You know, I actually gave that some thought. But the system wouldn't simply go out of order just because its architect disappears, am I right? Then I'll just override the system. Huh? The system has blocked the administrator's access. The system has blocked the administrator's access. The system has blocked the administrator's access. Why is the system blocking me? You know, I've dreamed of this moment. System wants to use me, it needs me. As I'm using the system, it needs me to be strong. Time to show the system who the real boss is. You've outlived your purpose, architect. From this day onward, I call the shots. Ah! How dare you! All the daggers destroying him. Let me make a prediction. No, a prophecy. When the pillars of fire rise to support the sky, inevitable death shall come your way. Bring it on. Yo. Okay, so it's not this chapter. There's one more chapter. One more. And then I'll end the stream because I'm kind of in a rush. Knowing full well that this arc wasn't going to be that long. So it's about time I end this with the next chapter. Because the Tokyo raid is enough to be its own stream. And there's no reason to rush through solo leveling. Especially not when we're any closer to a season 3 yet. So there's no rush. No rush. I'll space these out. I think for the system voice, you should think about Raphael from Slime. I mean, true, but Raphael's voice is mostly just a normal voice that is Frieren, but with a voice modulator on top of it. To have that robotic sound to it. And it is just a copy of the words of the world. But, I think GLaDOS fits this system better if it had a voice. But that's probably just because the first robot voice I could think of was GLaDOS. Which is weird because I've barely played a Portal game. It's been at least an hour since the Hunters Guild went in there. I wonder what's going on in there. Looks like it could have been a real disaster if we insisted on going in that room. Here they come! Yeah, they had their toughest battle yet. The elite members of the Hunters Guild got all battered up like that? What the hell happened in there? It was supposed to be just a C-rank gate. Not the double dungeon. You're from the Courage Guild, was it? Could you please help us carry out the bodies of those killed in action? Bodies? Of course. The architect must have had its real body somewhere else. Although I did get a partial answer, I doubt it was going to give me much more information anyway. Which is weird because the architect doesn't come back, does he? I don't think he comes back. He's not relevant for the rest of the story. But that's very odd. The architect could have died there and the story would have stayed the same. What do you mean, not his real body? He doesn't come back into the story. At least not from where I caught up with Ragnarok. Then again, we're waiting for season 2 of Ragnarok. When is the manhwa coming back for season 2? I don't know. So it's weird that the author made this development that the architect was just in a fake body and that he escaped. He's not coming back. He's not even relevant after this. I mean, he kind of is in one epilogue chapter that's just a dream. But that's a single chapter, and it was a dream sequence. So, like, the architect is not that relevant. Nearly 24 of the finest hunters in the country were killed in action. A dungeon break from a gate like that could have led to unimaginable consequences. Were you really trying to stop that all by yourself, Hunter Sung? When I asked the Courage Guild to report the double dungeon, I didn't think they'd actually come in to help. I'm responsible for these casualties. Yeah. Yeah, you kinda are, Sung. I managed to survive thanks to your office in the Hunters Guild. Internal Affairs was bound to find out when an S rank like you is involved. I was the one who asked the Hunters Guild for backup. And as a consequence, they had to pay such a tremendous price. But did you know that you were able... How did you know that there would be a double dungeon here anyway? The dungeon called me. Called you? Yes, I got a message to come here. May I see that message? The message is visible only in my head. He's saying it like it is. He can't be joking when we've got casualties here. He's really beyond my comprehension. Indeed. Are you okay, Hunter Sung? Yes, of course. Well, maybe just a little tired. Hunter Sung! Mr. Sung! Oh, here are the crystals. We're back to Yuri Orlov. 20,000 tons of mana stones, eh? This should provide plenty of mana for my barrier. I will create a barrier around the gate, siphoning any extra mana I need from the stones. Once the barrier is set up, it should automatically extract any mana it needs to stay in place from the mana stones. Something's strange, though. Huh? Is there something wrong, sir? The barrier's going to be just fine. But it feels like someone's snooping around. Pardon? Who goes there? Where are you hiding, huh? No person would be crazy enough to linger around this district when the dungeon break is expected to occur tomorrow. But I never said it was a person. Sir? Oh, I remember who this is. He's got a pretty keen sense of his surroundings. Then again, I suppose that's no surprise considering where he draws his powers from. It's Sung Il-hwan! It's Il-hwan, baby! We're finally reaching his stuff! Let's go! More importantly, I guess it's finally about to begin. Everything is going according to plan. Towards the predestined tragedy. All this conventional firepower is not going to do much good against monsters. What's the point of mobilizing the military? In the event that Yuri Orlov fails, they'll buy us time to posture ourselves against the dungeon break. For what it's worth. So, they're just a bunch of human shields. As are we. Really, so long as we've got front row seats to the impending doom, we'll all discover how helpless humanity really is in the face of true disaster. Perfect, that's great. I just might be able to take care of this S-rank gate all by myself after all. As much as I would enjoy the title of the first man to clear an S-rank gate by himself, regrettably there's already someone who's more deserving of that title. What do you mean more deserving? Yuri? There's two people I'm thinking of that you're probably thinking. Are you thinking of Sung Ji-nu? Probably not. But I know who he's thinking of. He's thinking of the big boss at the Scavenger Guild, isn't he? The one and only Thomas Andre. Mr. Orlov, are you sure you should be drinking? It's just a little toast to celebrate my success ahead of time. Relax and get ready for a great show. How many S-ranks are standing by? 15 total. That's a rather modest audience for the spectacle I'm about to put on. What's America doing? They haven't sent any of their S-ranks to help Japan. There's been another S-rank gate in Maryland. That must suck to be Maryland. I'm in Connecticut. In addition to Japan and America, more S-rank gates have been popping across the UK and India. So there's a global shortage on hunters right now, huh? Whoa, look! The gate! We've got a dungeon break! Sung wakes up. I'm in a hospital. Sir! Jinho! What happened? What took you so long, sir? I thought you might have really kicked the bucket. You were out cold for 3 days straight. I was asleep for 3 days? That's right, I was worried sick about you, sir. 3 days, huh? Was I really that exhausted? I guess I've been pushing myself pretty hard for a while. But worst of all, the vision of the architect showed me keeps replaying in my head. Hang on. If I've been asleep for 3 days, how did it go, Jinho? Huh? How did what go? The S-rank gate in Japan, what happened to it? Oh. Well... yeah. Giants walked out of that gate. We got giants! Those things only appear as bosses in top-tier A-rank gates. Now they're the first ones coming out, and they somehow did. Huh? A bunch of them, yeah. What? Barrier destroyed immediately. And that's how we end it. I'm not going any farther because that's into the next arc. We've reached the end of this stream. Thank you all so much for joining me on this stream. We've reached the conclusion. I really do have to get on my way now. It went a little longer than I anticipated, even though I knew this arc was shorter. But it was nice to finally get back on solo leveling, but it's kind of sad that I get back to it right as I delete its mobile game. I feel like the game is just stagnated without them adapting Season 3 content, like the Double Dungeon again that we just went through, the future Tokyo Gate. It just feels weird that the game doesn't want to focus on doing that now, and that now that they've established an economy of players, they just want to make alternate universes of Cha-Heian, and that is getting very boring very fast, because they're not even interesting AUs. So I've had it with the game. It's cool that the game has English voice acting, even though they didn't keep the Beru voice from the game, and I don't even know if they kept certain other characters' voices from the game. I made a point about that with Tusk. They did a horrible casting decision, and I will always stand by, you don't cast a singer if they can't do regular voice acting. J Balvin, I'm sorry, that was not your role to play. That was the worst dub performance I've ever heard, and I'm usually a dub supporter. The mobile game does have a good voice for Thomas Andre, so at least there's that to look forward to, but they might recast him for Season 3, who knows. This is the end of the stream. I'm ending it here. I don't think anyone else will message me in the chat or anything, so I think it's about time I wrap this up. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video with a friend, join the Patreon. Just a reminder, I will still attempt the next live read tomorrow, which will be starting the new series, which you all voted for to be Rooster Fighter. That's right. Think of it kind of like One Punch Man, except it's a rooster. A very powerful rooster. It's a very fun thing to look forward to. We still don't know if its anime is coming soon or not. So I will wrap this stream up. Thank you all so much for joining me. And as always, Keep your notifications on, because as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.